Don't be fooled by the big bucks top tennis players make. For those ranked lower than 100, life in pro tennis is like walking a financial tightrope, trying to stay in the game without going broke. Surprisingly, even the best players are taking on second jobs to keep their tennis dreams alive. Tennis has always been about equality and empowering athletes. So how did it end up with such a lopsided financial setup? Let's find out. New Zealand's Kiran Palanu, ranked 722nd globally, faced the harsh reality of professional tennis, earning a meager $6,771 in prize money last year while shouldering substantial expenses, mainly for travel, totaling $34,500. That means he was running his tennis career at a loss. Panu's journey isn't an anomaly. There are also higher-ranked players grappling with financial strains as well. Michael Russell, who achieved a career-high ranking of 60 before retiring, offers an insightful perspective. His 15-year career saw him accumulate a total of $2 million in earnings. Yet when accounting for substantial annual expenses, including $35 grand for travel and other necessities, the actual money he could keep for himself was quite limited. Sumit Nagal, India's #1 player and currently ranked 170th worldwide, openly shared his financial struggles, revealing he has only 900 euros in his bank account. Even when factoring in his prize money, salary from the Indian Oil Corporation Limited (IOCL), and support from the Maha Tennis Foundation, Nagal confessed he was barely breaking even. For a player of his caliber, this was a startling revelation. However, this doesn't mean that everyone in tennis is struggling financially. Superstars like Novak Djokovic, Rafael Nadal, Roger Federer, and Serena Williams have indeed earned substantial sums, with Djokovic and Nadal each surpassing $130 million in career earnings, and Serena Williams nearing $95 million at her retirement last year. Rising stars like Carlos Alcaraz and Iga Swiatek, the year-end top-ranked players in the ATP and WTA, each earned around $10 million in prize money in the previous season. In fact, during the 2022 season, 97 players, 58 men and 39 women, made over $1 million in on-court earnings. Each tennis tournament offers tiered prize money, and the figures vary widely based on the event's prestige. For instance, at this year's Australian Open, even a first-round loser is set to pocket $73,375.72, while the singles champion will ultimately claim $2.05 million. The lure of high earnings has led some players to compete even while nursing injuries. At the 2022 French Open, Facundo Bagnis, despite a heavily strapped right calf that hindered his movement, pocketed 65 grand in a lopsided loss to Daniil Medvedev. However, the financial picture is vastly different for non-superstar players. Tennis professionals are essentially self-employed, and between the cost of travel, coaching, and other expenses, their overhead can be substantial, leaving them with shockingly meager pay. Many players end up in the red while pursuing their dreams on the court. The core issue isn't that elite players like Roger Federer and Serena Williams are making too much money. Rather, it's that the collective group of players doesn't receive a fair share of tennis's revenue. For example, at the US Open, prize money accounts for only around 14% of gross revenues. In stark contrast, roughly half of the total revenues in major professional sports leagues like the NBA, NFL, NHL, and MLB go to the players. As one tennis player aptly put it, "There's so much money in tennis. The pie is huge. The piece we're getting is tiny." Increasing the player's share of the pie could potentially redirect additional funds to lower-level events. The monetary rewards continue to decrease as you move down the tournament hierarchy. Let's take the ITF Tour for both genders as an example, where the prize money in 2022 ranged from $50 for the first round of qualifying at a W25 event to $15,239 for the victor at the W100 tournament. Take the case of Brenda Fruhvirtova, who claimed 8 ITF titles in 2022 and amassed a total of $43,071 for the year. However, when you factor in the cost of traveling, coaching fees, and various other expenses, her net earnings for the year are considerably low, even for someone with such an impressive track record. While some may argue that ITF tournaments are among the lower tiers of professional tennis, they are correct in that assessment. Nonetheless, this doesn't mean that players should be left struggling to make ends meet with meager or no earnings. In the world of doubles, earnings are significantly lower across all events, prompting many players to participate in both singles and doubles to maximize their income. Before we move on, we know you wouldn't want to miss out on more exclusive content like this. So make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel to stay updated with all the latest in the world of tennis. To bridge the financial gap, many players, especially those at the start of their careers, seek benefactors who offer financial support. For example, Danielle Collins expressed her gratitude to Marty Schneider, her longtime benefactor and financial mentor, following the 2022 Australian Open final. Kiran Palanu received around $20,000 from an athletic booster associated with his alma mater, Columbus State University, during his initial year as a professional. In addition to this, many players take up additional employment. Panu, for instance, occasionally opts to skip tournaments in favor of coaching, providing him with a stable income source. During those weeks, he dedicates himself to coaching, working as many hours as I can, with the hope of earning approximately $800. This situation also creates uneven competition. The famous players travel with a large team to support them, while the less well-known ones may not even have a coach with them at events. Winning becomes much harder without that kind of support, and it leads to a growing gap between the top players and everyone else. Noah Rubin, a former junior Wimbledon champion who reached a career-high ranking of 125 in 2018, recently decided to take a break from professional tennis. He explained that the constant financial pressure weighed on him. Without enough money to support a team or play in a way that makes him comfortable, he found himself unprepared to face opponents who had these advantages. This, in turn, often led to losing matches, which meant less income, creating a cycle of financial stress. Victoria Duvall, another tennis player dealing with financial challenges, can relate to this struggle. Despite breaking into the top 100 in 2014 and looking like a rising star, her career took a detour due to a Hodgkin's lymphoma diagnosis and then knee injuries. As a result, she could only participate in a limited number of tournaments since 2018. To support herself financially, Duvall had to explore various opportunities, from coaching to internships with the WTA, creating illustrations for the USTA, and working as a guest commentator for the Tennis Channel. She also pursued a degree through a partnership between the WTA and Indiana East University. However, the constant pressure of needing to earn money, combined with the knowledge that not making it to the later stages of a tournament would result in financial losses, created a consistent and underlying source of stress that affected her performance on the court. Some top players have pushed for change. In 2012, Roger Federer successfully negotiated higher payouts for early round exits at Grand Slam events. However, comprehensive systemic reforms have proven elusive. Emerging player associations like Novak Djokovic's PTPA have faced resistance from tennis's established power structures. No doubt, tennis is a sport that urgently requires reform, or even a major transformation. When even top-tier athletes are forced to seek second jobs, it's evident that there are significant issues that need to be addressed. The next generation of players deserves a sport where everyone, regardless of their level, can succeed. With the increasing pressure from the public and the active involvement of players, there's optimism that the leaders in tennis will take the necessary bold steps to fix a system that's clearly broken. What's your thought about the current state of tennis? Let us know in the comment section below. If you loved this video, then you should check out this video showing on your screen. See you there.